I'm so surprised. I don't know, pleasantly or displeasantly, but I'm surprised that कि नॉट सरप्राइज, वैसे मेरे को पता ही था कि जब मैं थोड़ा स्लीप आया होता हूँ तभी मेरा कुछ काम अच्छा होता है। तभी आजकल साला महीने में एक दिन से स्लीप आया होता है तभी कोई चीज़ ठीक होती है। अभी मेरे को एक गाना ही बड़ी तरह से अच्छा नहीं नसीब हो रहा था। अभी थोड़ा आयो के इनको ठीक से बोला है तो एक गाना अच्छे से नसीब हुआ। फिर मैं केयरिंग करना छोड़ देता हूँ। आई स्टॉप थिंकिंग। आई डोंट स्टॉप थिंकिंग बट आई ऑल्सो स्टार्ट डूइंग। Otherwise, I just keep on thinking. इसमें सोच रहा था what is right for myself and for others and the world. Yeah, I struggle so much to do the right thing, but it's me who ends up in pain and struggle. Yeah, so much pain. If I don't, like in this sleep, I'm not really very technically sleep. I'm very exhausted right now, even though, but that just comes with a bit of high. Yeah, when you stop, think less and do more, or at least you have the courage to do your things. And इसमें जब मैं नशे में गॉड को जब आई एम वेरी सरप्राइज कि जब गॉड को गाली वाली निकाल दी है, just forget about it. I'm gonna stop caring about you and what's right for this world, and then I get something good. Yeah, when I forget about God, yeah, when I forget about doing the right thing, what the fuck does that make sense? Huh? Does that mean only good things happen to only bad people? Yeah, just good things happen when you start thinking about doing good things. Yeah, when you start caring. Is that what's meant for me? Yeah, once in a month. The fuck. Actually, it is that I don't get bad in either ways. Okay, it's just that I get a little bit of energy to do what's necessary. If I get a scolded person, I scold him a bit. I won't be bad. I pretend to be bad, but even now, I scold this guy. But I, in fact, gave him a extra tip. I just became stronger, or seemingly bad on the outside. But I still do the right things, still do the good things. The only difference is I have the courage to do what's necessary in this situation. Otherwise, I'm just in a fucking thinking loop. Basically, my life is normal when I'm higher. My life is much more closer to normal when I'm a bit high. Or on the other words, you can say that I'm depressed most of the time. It's mostly because I don't have anything to do. That's the main reason. As soon as so basically it's about ये थोड़ा नशा हो बंदे को किसी चीज़ का. When you are when you are directed, or when you are just into something, you keep expressing yourself on that thing, and तुम्हें उस चीज़ से नशा हो जाएगा, and then you'll become higher. And this अभी जो मेरे को सिर्फ एक स्लीप आइज होता है, सिर्फ एक स्लीप एग्जॉस्टन से जो चीज़ होती है वो चीज़ नॉर्मल वर्क से ही होती है लोगों को, by doing their tasks or expressing their energy. That's why people who do what they like, what they love, जिनका उनको एक नशा हो, वो they live a happier life. Yeah. And people who are forced to do their shit, they are living a stressed life. You, on the other hand, and not doing anything, you are living stressed in your head. Too much extreme stress, what to do all the time. Because you don't develop the courage. The point I was coming to was that the simplest, easiest solution is that I start doing some drugs. I start smoking or something like that. Yeah. And that's very necessary. I mean, it's like impossible to survive without that, the kind of state that I am in. It's not possible. Either you need that or psychiatric drugs. Psychiatric drugs, on the other hand, will have side effects. These drugs, on the other hand, will have addictions. They both have their cons. But that's the only way to deal with it, and I'm not doing either. So that's why I'm struggling so much. I'm striving to do the right thing. Okay, neither drugs, neither legal or illegal drugs. I'm trying to do in the middle. I'm gonna try to, if I had been doing, if I had been taking my energy or putting my energy into my works, I wouldn't need either of those because I'm quite sad mentally otherwise. Yeah, right now, I got such a strong such a strong epiphany that, if I did drugs in this situation, it would be like 100 times easier for me, man. I could remain like this all the time. But I had, clearly decided I won't do that shit because of Islam. Earlier, I knew that was wrong. Now, I religiously know I knew that wrong. But Islam, I feel like abandoning Islam. There are so many restrictions. Yeah, plus, what have I been getting by following Islam? Nothing. I've been begging against God, and I'm so frustrated against God right now. So angry inside. I want to abandon God. I don't want to abandon. Even though I know Islam is the right way. Except a few contradictions, conflicts I have with Islam. I know it's the right religion, but I still feel like abandoning it due to number one, Allah didn't help me. I prayed so much. Yeah, maybe he would help me later, or maybe he has been helping me, but no, I've not even been getting nearly the help I needed, or nearly anything that I wanted. I just really don't want to follow God. I just want to abandon God. Second reason, it has so many restrictions, man. So many restrictions. The only way to live an Islamic life is on a totally straight path. But that my problem is that I hadn't taken any wrong path. I never did anything wrong. Why the fuck did Allah not help me? Yeah? Why is it still giving me so much pain, so much everything? So the point of this video was, there's 3 ways to help me out the struggle. Yeah, either I keep struggling, or just I'm gonna get to a point. I'm already at a point where when you wanna kill yourself. I'm not gonna do that because I've passed my peak depression times earlier, but I'm gonna remain in this phase where I just would want to kill myself if this shit is unbearable. The one I'm at. There are 3 ways out. One is legal drugs. I don't want to do that anymore. I don't support drugs, man. Especially if you're sound mentally, I don't support. I don't advocate. I don't suggest drugs. If you can cope without it, if you know the ways, or if you can find the ways, you should try to find the ways without it. There's always a way without it. There's no situation. Okay, I'm talking in a broader sense. Like months, yearly situation, okay, or lifelong situation. There's no situation when you gotta rely on drugs. Okay, maybe temporarily in like a shock or dilemma or a scissor kind of thing, that's valid. But there's no situation psychiatric or nobody's male situation is that person's gonna have to depend on drugs lifelong. Absolutely not. These theories are very subjective that we made. These drugs, everything's been made by us humans, and these things are very subjective. Diagnoses are very subjective. Medications are, just like Tom Cruise. Check out Tom Cruise's video on this, the interview debate that he had. I totally stand by his side. He's absolutely right. What drugs do is just mask the problem. I see that he's so fucking right. They mask the problem that you're not being able to solve in your real life. I was lucky enough to solve my nasal and medical problems, which caused me severe depression for so many fucking years. Alright? And even now, I know my problem is emptiness. I just gotta express my energies. Yeah. And any person, especially in my family, they're gonna, if not force me, they're gonna always, they are always suggesting me to take drugs. I mean, I don't blame them. Maybe, even if I don't think that they have the kind of knowledge or vision that I have in this respect. Drugs and no drugs. Even if they did, they're gonna always suggest the safer and easier path. They don't care about your ambitions, family. Your family cares about your and their safety first. And in my case, that case is too extreme because I have been an overactive and overambitious mind from my childhood, and I have potential to do terrible or great things. And people around me know that. Even though I forget that when I'm depressed, they know that, and that's why they are like they don't care about me when I'm depressed. They only care about if he doesn't get normal, which they call high. Because I've been depressed for so long, they had forgotten. They have convinced partly themselves and me very much that they try to that my state is depressed is normal. You know, that's how family holds you back. In my case, my three current family, mother, father, and brother, except my grandfather, he's the only person who's not involved in this shit. Anyways, that's my personal thing. Let me come to the general point, which is to help somebody. Yeah, so what I was saying is I totally don't advocate drugs, totally don't suggest drugs. All they do is mask the problem. That's Tom Cruise's words. I could talk about it for very long. There's always ways of solving your problems that are causing you mental instability. Yeah, nobody's born with mental instability. Okay, those childhood disorders, there is labels by psychiatrists. Nobody's born with that shit. I mean, talking in a general sense. They develop later on. Why do they develop later on? Because that's out according to life circumstances, and they don't even. I mean, who the fuck is to say something is developed, man? These diagnoses are so fucking subjective. But even subjectively, what they develop is circumstantial, and there's always a way to solve that. And person in that situation is it's almost impossible for him to solve that on himself. Somebody's gotta help him, either somebody or God. And in my case, it was God. 7 years of struggle with severe depression due to my medical problems. I'm not gonna get into my shit. Coming back, there's always a way out. There's always a solution. You just can't look at it. You have to take the support of drugs. Some take it legal. Maximum take it legal, especially in the West. Some take it legal. Yeah. Drugs are not the answer. Legal or illegal. Especially legal. Illegal, you take it at your own sake, at your own risk. They are not suggested, okay, religiously or logically. The best way is you find your solutions, and many people know the solutions like me. Just you can't act on it, it's very difficult to act on it. My request to families, if anybody's watching, help the person get to the solution of his problem. You most definitely, or you much more definitely know those person's problems and circumstances. You're just not giving him enough, not helping him out. Your child, your family member who is going through these problems. Don't be like my family. I'm not gonna get into that shit. My family traumatized me, abused me. My father forced me into these hospitals. I can't get into that shit now. See ya.